today's video is going to be a follow-up of my first video that I did on how to advertise for free. Today we're going to talk about paid ways that you can advertise your Shopify store in 2019. So if you missed the first video drops a whole bunch of helpful tips and tricks on advertising and marketing your store for free. I will leave the link down below in the description box so you can check that out. And without further ado, let's get into the video. So the first way that you are going to want to advertise your business in 2019 is through influencer marketing. And I have to say that I am very iffy on influencer marketing. I know that it can be a great way to grow your business depending on the type of influencers that you choose. So to be honest with you, I have used a number of influencers to promote my product, which is Dope Queens Cosmetics. We sell liquid matte lipsticks. I'll link us down below, shameless plug. But anyhow, I have used and worked with a number of influencers, and to be honest, I have only seen a return on investment with a handful of the influencers that I've paid. And that can be very disappointing because influencers can be very expensive to work with, depending on their follower count, the engagement that they get on their posts. An influencer with 100K followers can charge anything from $150 to $500 a post. You also need to know before choosing an influencer to work with, what kind of posts do you want that influencer to do? Do you want them to do a video? Videos are obviously going to be more expensive than a picture. Do you want them to do a picture? Do you want it to be a shout out kind of thing? For instance, if you are a cosmetics company, do you want them to do a video or a picture that is exclusively featuring your product, because that's going to be more expensive? Is it okay if they use your products along with other products? And I warn you, word of caution, be careful when doing that, because a lot of times people will look at the post. Like, think about it. How many times have you seen a post from an influencer and you're like, oh wow, that's really pretty, her makeup looks great, and you're not necessarily concerned about exactly what she used to create that look. So for instance, if you're a lash company and you hire an influencer to do a post for you, and she does a post where she's wearing your lashes along with a whole full face of makeup that she's listing, she's not exclusively promoting your lashes. So are people really going to pay attention to your lashes? I mean, if your lashes are bomb and they really stand out, then yes, they may pay attention. Or they may just be like, wow, that's a really great looking post, and keep on scrolling by. So I prefer to have posts that exclusively feature my product. For me, I prefer video posts where whatever influencer I'm using is doing video swatches of my lipsticks. So whenever a customer or their audience, future customer or their audience is looking at the post, they know like, wow, this post is about lipsticks and these lipsticks look great on whoever is promoting my product. That is how I've noticed that I've gotten the most bang for my buck. But I do caution with using influencers. Whenever you do, you definitely want to get a contract or have them sign a contract. I have been burned quite a few times using influencers, and honestly, if I was a shady person, I would name those influencers in this video, but I'm just give it to God and say that I have been burned using influencers before. I've had influencers that I paid just kind of like half-ass a video, and it's like, I just paid you $350, and like, this is what I get. Like, this is not what I was hoping for. It can be very disappointing, but at the same time, the positive side is that using influencers can also be very rewarding if you get the right type of influencer. So, because I love y'all and I'm so glad that you guys are watching me and you're here, I'm going to give you the number one tip that I use when using influencers. What I do is basically, everyone knows that micro influencers are the thing now. People have caught on, like they know that brands are paying influencers hundreds of $1,000s, especially the bigger ones, to promote their products. So they're like, hey, is this influencer authentic? Do they really like the product that they're using? Or are they just promoting something to get the coins? So you want to go with the micro influencers that have higher engagement. Number one, they're going to be a lot cheaper to hire. Number two, they've built more trust with their audience, especially if they have a high engagement. That normally means that their audience trusts them, they trust their recommendations. And number three, they're just much easier to work with. They're willing to promote your products, they're eager, and I personally have gotten great results working with micro influencers. So what I typically do is I reach out to them and I let them know, hey, my name is Porsha from Dope Queens Cosmetics. I really love your content and I would love to add you to our PR list and send you some products. And they're like, oh, that's great. Okay, here's my address. I send them the product and then I hit them up again and I'm like, listen, would you be interested in me creating a promo code for your audience that you can hand out? They get 10, 15, 20, whatever you want to give them % off. And I will give you a commission for each sale that you make. Who's gonna turn that down? That's free money, and it works for me, and it also works for that influencer, because if your audience is really buying from you, if they're taking your recommendations and they're spending their money on things that you suggest to them, number one, you know how much your audience is worth. That influencer then gets to find out exactly how much their audience is worth, so they know how much they can charge in the future. And then number two, I'm not losing out on money. I'm making money as well. And we all win. We all get the bag. So that is a crucial tip on how I do that. Most people will not give you the real tea, but I want us all to win. There's enough money in this world to go around. And that is how I typically choose to reach out to influencers. I try to shy away from the bigger ones because, just to be frank with y'all, like, I have not made a lot of money off of bigger influencers. I've made my most money off of smaller influencers, and it just works out better for me. So that's what I do with that. The second way that you can advertise your business is, of course, Facebook ads. Let's group ads together. Facebook ads and Instagram ads. Facebook ads and Instagram ads are good if you know what you're doing. You need to know your audience. You need to know where your audience is at. You need to know if your audience is male, female, both. You need to know their age range. You need to know a lot about your audience if you're going to use Facebook or Instagram. What are their hobbies? What do they do during the day? Where do they work? About how much money do they make a year? You need to know your audience. Otherwise, you're going to end up spending a ton of money for no reason. You're not really going to get any leads, and you'll get discouraged. I mean, it's only natural that you tend to get discouraged if things aren't working out and you're spending a bunch of money and you don't see your return. So if you're going to use Facebook ads or Instagram ads to promote your audience, I really suggest you know who you're speaking to. If you have not had your first 20 to 30 sales on your own, do not use Facebook or Instagram ads just yet. Go back to step number 1. Go find you an influencer. Start driving traffic to your store through that influencer. Once you've had at least, in fact, I take the 20 to 30 back. Once you've had at least 100 people visit your store, add a Facebook pixel to your store so that Facebook pixel can start targeting, or they can start grabbing information on who is visiting your store and their demographics. And once you do that, then you can create lookalike audiences and retargeting campaigns based off of the Facebook pixel that is attached to your Shopify store. That is a whole nother video. If you would like me to go into Facebook pixels, I can leave a comment below. But like I said, I do not suggest you dropping hundreds of dollars into Facebook and Instagram ads unless you've had at least 100 visitors on your store and you know exactly who it is that you're targeting. You know exactly who it is, the audience that you're speaking to. So that's it with Facebook ads and Instagram ads. Instagram is a little bit different. With Instagram, you can promote a picture, and you can also use Instagram's recommended audience. There's a section when you're creating an ad where you can kind of target the ad to, or you can tailor the ad to who you're trying to target, or you can use an audience that Instagram basically recommends for you. Now, what I've noticed is that Instagram is not targeting new, and this is just in my personal experience, and I could be wrong, but I've noticed this with my store. Instagram is not targeting new accounts that have never visited my store when I use their recommended audience. They seem to just be showing my audience to, or they seem to be showing my ad to my followers that aren't regularly seeing my post. Let me say that again. Whenever I choose the audience that Instagram recommends to me, in my experience, I notice that basically my post just gets a farther reach to my followers who don't normally see my post. I would prefer, and Instagram says that they are showing, when you boost your post, that they are showing your post to new followers or new accounts that have not come across your post before. But whenever I use the recommended audience, it just seems like I get a bunch of likes from people who are following me. And for me personally, I would rather reach new accounts, but that's just me. So if you do not have enough, if you do not know who your target audience is, you don't know who you're talking to, you do not know how to craft a post for your target audience, and I suggest that you use an influencer. And basically, when you're using an influencer, you're able to leverage their audience. So those are my suggestions for that. The third tip, and I know I'm the plug, y'all gonna love me for this. The third tip, if you have a Shopify store, is to install an app called Kit. If you guys would like me to go more into detail with Kit, let me know down in the comments, and I will drop all the tea on Kit, give you a whole breakdown of how it works. But Kit is an app that can run ads for you based on the Facebook pixel that you add to your Shopify store. And adding a Facebook pixel to your Shopify store is super easy. It may sound hard, but it's not. It's super easy, I promise you guys. But Kit is going to target those ads based on the pixel that is inside of your Shopify store. And all you do is type in, "Hey Kit, I want to run an ad." It will ask you which products do you want me to market. It will come up with the wording for the ad. It will choose the pictures that are already inside of your Shopify store for the ad. It will find the audience to target for that ad. You give Kit a budget, and Kit will run the ad either on Facebook or Instagram, your choice. Kit will also run retargeting ads. The other suggestion that I have is, if you already have 100 visitors to your store, before you go out and you try to create an ad yourself, you can always run a retargeting ad, because if somebody has visited your store before, 9 times out of 10, if you keep retargeting them, you keep staying in contact with that customer sees your product in front of them, a few times, they will come back and eventually purchase from you. Most people that visit your site the first time are not going to purchase the very first time that they visit your site, but they may purchase the second, third, or fourth time, and the only way for them to keep coming back is for them to continue to see what you have to offer. Like, if they're not seeing your ads, they're gonna forget all about you. But when they keep seeing your ads, that's a reminder to them, like, hey, I was interested in that product, or I was interested in that service. Let me go back and see what's going on. Maybe by then you've added a little coupon code on your site. Like, what? Okay, I get 10 to 15% off. Let me use this coupon code before it expires and see what this person is all about. I've gotten tons of customers that day that are still loyal to me this day. 95% of my customer base are return customers. So do not sleep on those retargeting ads. If you do not get that customer the first time, maybe you will get them the second or third time around. There are tons of retargeting apps on Shopify, but the only one that you need is Kit. Kit does it all for you. Kit runs email marketing campaigns for you. It will send thank you emails to customers who have purchased from you. Kit will run ads on Instagram and Shopify. And now Kit also runs Google ads, which is another way that you can market your business. I do not know much about Google ads. I have not used them yet. I do plan on trying Google ads out, and when I do, I will let you guys know my experience. But Kit does everything. I do not create ads anymore for myself. When I do create ads, it's normally just like a $5 ad on Instagram to promote a post that I want for more of my audience to see. When I'm running serious marketing campaigns, I go into Kit and I let Kit run those ads for me, because Kit has created more money for me running an ad than I've been able to create for myself whenever I try to run an ad on my own. So the bottom line to this whole entire video, I'm going to sum it up into 2 seconds flat. Here's the bottom line. Use micro influencers. Start out with micro influencers. If you're just starting a small bit, if you're just starting your business, start out with influencers who have less than 20,000 followers. Start there. After you've worked with influencers and you've gotten at least 100 visits to your store, add a Facebook pixel onto your Shopify store. I don't know about these other e-commerce platforms. I can only speak to Shopify because that's what I use. But you're going to want to add a Facebook pixel to your store, and afterwards you are going to want to get Kit. It's free. It's free 99 to use, okay? And it will do everything for you. Get free. Get Kit, and the rest will be easy, all right? The rest will be 100% easy. So, I hope that I've helped you today. If you found the information, the keys, the gems that I dropped useful, please let me know in the comments down below. I will start uploading on Monday, Wednesdays, and Fridays. Turn your notification bells on so you are notified every time I drop a new video. And thank you for watching. Bye.